Economic applications, marginal revenue. Hello everyone. Today, we will be exploring the economic applications of calculus, specifically focusing on a concept known as marginal revenue. To begin, let's consider how businesses operate. In the study of economics, it is not enough for a company to simply know the total amount of money they are making at a single point in time. To make smart decisions, they need to understand the dynamics of their income, specifically, how their total earnings change as they increase or decrease the number of units they sell. This is where the concept of marginal revenue becomes essential. It allows a business to determine the impact of selling one additional unit on their overall income. Throughout this lesson, we will first define what total revenue is, and then we will use the power of derivatives to calculate and interpret this marginal change. Understanding total revenue. Now that we have introduced the general concept of marginal revenue, let's dive into the foundation. Before we can formally define marginal revenue, it is essential that we first have a clear understanding of what total revenue is. Total revenue, which we denote as R of X, represents the total amount of money a company receives from the sale of X units of a product. In general terms, total revenue is calculated quite simply. It is the price per unit multiplied by the number of units sold. However, in more complex economic scenarios, the price per unit may not be a constant number. Instead, it might change depending on the quantity X being sold. In such cases, R of X becomes a mathematical function. This is a crucial point because once we have a function, we can apply the tools of calculus to analyze it, which will allow us to determine the marginal revenue in the next slide. What is marginal revenue, Mr.? Now that we have a clear understanding of total revenue, let us move on to the core concept of this lesson, marginal revenue. First, it is important to understand the terminology. In the field of economics, the term marginal specifically refers to the change that occurs when one additional unit of a product is produced or sold. Building on this, we can formally define marginal revenue, which we abbreviate as MR, as the instantaneous rate of change of the total revenue, denoted as R of X, with respect to the number of units X sold. To put this in simpler, more intuitive terms, marginal revenue tells a company the approximate amount of additional income they will earn by selling just one more unit of their product. Mathematically, since we are looking for the rate of change, marginal revenue is expressed as the first derivative of the total revenue function. In other words, marginal revenue equals the derivative of R with respect to X. Now that we have the theoretical definition, let us proceed to the next slide, where I will show you the systematic steps to calculate this value. Steps to calculate marginal revenue. Now that we have established the definition of marginal revenue as the rate of change of total revenue, let us walk through the systematic steps required to calculate it for any given product. First, in step 1, you must identify or derive the total revenue function, which we represent as R of X. This is the starting point we discussed in the previous slides. Once you have the revenue function, move to step 2, where you differentiate the function R of X with respect to X. By doing this, you are finding the derivative, denoted as dr over dx, which mathematically captures the instantaneous rate of change. In step 3, it is important to recognize that the resulting expression you get from that differentiation is the marginal revenue function, which we call MR of X. Finally, in step 4, if the problem asks you to find the marginal revenue at a specific level of production, you simply substitute the given value of X into your MR of X expression to find the specific value. To see exactly how these steps work in practice, let us move on to the next slide and apply this process to a real-world scenario. Real-world example. Now that we have established the theoretical definitions of total revenue and marginal revenue, let us apply these concepts to a real-world scenario to see how they work in practice. Imagine a company that sells high-end wireless headphones. the total revenue, which we represent as R of X, generated from selling X units of headphones is given by the function 1200X minus 3X squared. The company wants to determine the marginal revenue specifically at the point where they are selling 50 units. To solve this, we will follow the systematic steps we outlined in the previous slide. Step 1 is to clearly identify the given total revenue function. In this case, R of X equals 1200X minus 3X squared. Step 2 is where we apply our calculus. We need to find the derivative of the revenue function with respect to X by using the power rule of differentiation. We take the derivative of 1200X, which is 1200 times 1, and subtract the derivative of 3X squared, which is 3 times 2X. This simplifies the expression to 1200 minus 6X. In step 3, we identify this resulting derivative as our marginal revenue function. Therefore, Mr. equals 1200 minus 6X. Finally, in step 4, we calculate the marginal revenue for the specific production level of 50 units. We do this by substituting 50 for X in our marginal revenue equation. This gives us 1200 minus 6 times 50, which becomes 1200 minus 300, resulting in a final value of 900. To interpret this result, when the company is selling 50 units, the revenue is increasing at a rate of 900 currency units for every additional unit sold. This tells the business exactly how much extra income they can expect by selling the 51st unit. As we move forward, keep this step-by-step process in mind, as it will help us avoid some of the common mistakes we will discuss in the upcoming slides. Key takeaways. To wrap up our discussion, let us review the key takeaways from this lesson. First, remember that total revenue, denoted as R of X, represents the total income a company generates from selling X units of a product. Next, we have marginal revenue, or MR. As we have seen in our previous slides, this is the instantaneous rate of change of the total revenue, which mathematically is expressed as the derivative of R with respect to X. From an economic perspective, the marginal revenue tells us the approximate additional income the business earns by selling just one more unit of the product. Regarding the calculation process, always remember the sequence we followed in our headphones example. First, differentiate the revenue function to find the marginal revenue function, and only then substitute the specific value of X to find the revenue at that particular level of production. Now that we have summarized the core concepts, let us move on to the final slide to discuss some common pitfalls and mistakes you should avoid when solving these problems. Common mistakes to avoid. Now that we have walked through the theory and a practical example, let's conclude this lesson by discussing some common pitfalls. Paying attention to these will help you avoid unnecessary errors in your assignments and exams. First, let's address a very frequent point of confusion: the difference between revenue and profit. Students often mistake total revenue, denoted as R of X, for total profit, denoted as P of X. It is vital to remember that revenue is simply the total amount of money flowing into the company from sales. Profit, however, is the actual gain, calculated as revenue minus cost. Therefore, while marginal revenue is the derivative of revenue with respect to X, marginal profit is the derivative of the profit function with respect to X. Make sure you read the question carefully to identify which one is being asked for. Next, I want to warn you about substituting your values too early. A common error is plugging the specific value of X into the total revenue function before performing the differentiation. If you do this, you will be differentiating a constant number, which will incorrectly give you a result of 0. As we demonstrated in our headphones example in the previous slide, the correct sequence is to differentiate the function first to find the marginal revenue expression, and only then substitute the specific value of X to find the rate of change at that point. Finally, please be extremely careful with your signs during the differentiation process. For example, when you are differentiating a term like minus 3x squared, it is easy to overlook the negative sign. Ensure that the negative sign is maintained and correctly applied when you multiply the exponent during the power rule. A small sign error at this stage will lead to an incorrect final answer, so I encourage you to double-check your algebra.